Hi, Paul Hefty here with the Triangle O football system. I want to go over our one-back formations, which serves as a foundation for our alignments. Let's take a look. All right, first is our open 2x2 set, which we call a duo right in this situation. That tells the Z and the A to line to the directional call, usually the wide side of the field, with the Z on the numbers and the A on the hash. Duo then tells the X and the H to line away with the X on the numbers, usually into the boundary, and the H then with an O duo on the end tells him to line over and off the line of scrimmage, over the tackle's outside foot and 2 feet behind that tackle. You'll see the quarterback here sets his heels at about 6 yards, so he's going to be at about toes at about 5.5. B-back will line at 8 yards in the pistol and then shift so that his heels are on the toes of the quarterback at around 5.5 yards in that B gap once the play is called. You can see in the upper right then we've got a lot of complementary tags we can put with this, and we'll go through those as we go. What's next then is we can just simply swap out our Z and our A alignments on and off the line of scrimmage and automatically get into a stack here. All we do here is a duo right swap. You can see the peace sign signal now is just going up and down. The A will still line up on the hash, but now will be on the line of scrimmage, and the Z will line up 1 yard inside of him and be off the line of scrimmage. Everything else is the same with our duo call. Here's a visual of it with Penn State. Duo right, you can see Z on the numbers, X on the numbers, A on the hash, and the H off and over, and in the pistol set before we make the play call. Then here's the sidecar where we shift. You can see the quarterback at 6 yards and the running back, again, even we'd like to have him up with his heels just on the toes of the quarterback. What's next then is we simply go to a trio right, giving us a 3x1 with our open set. Only person changes is the H-back going to the directional call, still off and over. Everything is exactly the same. And again, this is the simplicity of the basic spread foundation. Here's a visual of it going to the left. Again, you can see the Z, the A, the H, and the X with the B-back in the sidecar now with that alignment with his heels on the toes of the quarterback. We can go true spread open 2x2 here, where we simply use our duo right, but with the spread signal of the peace sign now wide from the body out to the side. That just tells the H-back to spread out and split the difference between the X and that left tackle. All the rules are still the same. X and H away, A and Z towards. Here's a visual of it with Penn State. You can see it's a duo, spread duo left. H is flexed out there to the right now and then gets into a wide receiver stance. You can sub in the H, but it works best if you keep that same personnel so the defense has to adjust. Again, we can go spread open 3x1. And again, H just comes to the call, now splits the difference between the A and the right tackle. Okay, new for 2024, we're going to do where we have the X receiver closed down and use a stand-up Iowa stance. I'll go over here from a 2x2 set. We call this ace right, A and Z to the strength call, X and H away. The X now goes into a 1 yard or 3 foot split and uses a parallel stand-up stance. And the H is now off and over the X's outside leg. We can use the spread, and that again puts the H out into a flanker type position. Here's a visual of the stand-up. This is something Hayden Fry used back in the 80s and 90s. I used this in the 90s and early 2000s as an OC and a head coach. It's a simple way to use a bigger X receiver, but still have him be able to put conflict with the defense from a blocking and a pass receiver standpoint. We can go trips right, and now again, H just goes over to the call, same alignment rule, off and over the right tackle. The X now will close down into that 1 yard split in a stand-up situation. We can now add the swap call to our ace right swap, and this now has the X and the H swapping on and off the line of scrimmage. The H will go on and use that stand-up tight end stance, becoming a Y. That designates him on the line of scrimmage. And now the X will go off and be on an inside alignment, like a tight slot stacked away. Everything else is exactly the same. We can also use the swap call with our 3x1 set. This is a trips right swap. Same rules. H will go towards the call with the 3x1 and on the line of scrimmage now. Note here, the Y is covered, so he's an eligible receiver. The X still goes away from the call, now is off the line of scrimmage as a wing in his wide receiver 2-point stance. We do this so we can use the X for fly motion in our Jets stretch series. Last, we can go ahead and use our what we call a trips heavy set. This puts both the X and the Y on the line of scrimmage in the stand-up tight end stance, and now the Z must go off the line of scrimmage so that the Y is eligible. Signal here is we just use our directional hand with the thumb, pointer, and pinky upward, but then we take the opposite hand on the wrist for the heavy. So this is trips right heavy. You can see now we have tons of flexibility with our basic foundation formations of 2x2, 3x1 spread, and can create lots of conflict for the defense, but keep it quite simple for our players on offense. Thanks.